Hello, I'm Reverend Karen Davis of First Christian Church. In our hymnal, there are many wonderful hymns that try to capture for us the passion and suffering of Christ, especially in those last few days of his life. Hymns such as The Old Rugged Cross that remind us of the suffering and shame, and another that asks us, were you there? Were you there when they crucified my Lord? That poses for us an important question. Where would we place ourselves in that story? Would we be the disciples who were falling asleep on the job in the Garden of Gethsemane when asked to pray with Jesus? Where would we be around the table as they shared the Last Supper on that Thursday night and Jesus broke bread with them, celebrating the Passover? There were those who would deny him, one who would betray him. Have we perhaps at times denied what we know to be right and true? Have we betrayed the work of Christ with our choices and our decisions, our words, our behavior? Where would we place ourselves in the story of Christ's passion and suffering? And then, as he was being beaten and tortured and ultimately crucified, would we be standing in the shadows? Would we be weeping? How would we eulogize Christ upon his death? What testimony would we give? I invite you to reflect upon those questions this week as we make our way to Easter morn. For Easter to truly be significant for us, we must also remember the days, the events, all that led up to that amazing and miraculous morning, all that God accomplished through Jesus the Christ, and all of the lessons and all of the examples that we find in Christ's passion and suffering and death. The examples of commitment to mission and purpose, of standing true to who you are and what you believe. So I invite you this week to read from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 22, verses 1 through 49, and reflect upon the events of Holy Week, and prepare yourself for the joy of Easter morning, knowing all that went into that week leading up to God's gift to us in Christ Jesus. May God's amazing grace continue to surround you and sustain you, and may you truly be ready and prepared to celebrate Easter with great joy, knowing what it means for our lives, for our world, to have hope and all that God is yet to do.